Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Grow Home. Now, 2 episodes back, I believe, I said we were going to try out the new skins, and I forgot about them. So, we'll start this episode with a new skin. We'll play as Banana Bud. That isn't going to work very well. Not with this yellowish ground. Okay. Honestly, I think the best thing I can do here is just try to jump and hover to this teleporter. Because I'm pretty far, I fell pretty far last episode. I got lucky and landed on a platform I had never been on before and got a couple crystals for it. But should we fill this? Eventually I'm gonna have to just start looking down and trying to find the crystals that I think may be down there. But let's see. Left stick to navigate, X to teleport. Left stick to navigate, X to teleport. You know what the left stick is not doing? Navigating. X, teleport. Now I can navigate up here, but I had to go, didn't want to let me go before then. Is there anything over here of any interest? No. Alright, now we're good. Last episode we made it to this section, and we want to get to this island and get that power. We only need 2 more powers. Of course, the sad part of that means I need to basically crawl and clip through this, because this game does have some clipping issues, undeniably. To this plant here, and this is where I fell last time. So I want to be real careful, listen to those clicks. Honestly, I think I more fell because my fingers hurt now, and I'm not really taking enough breaks. And I have to admit, I'm not taking long enough or enough breaks in between recording it. I want to play the game. And I'm suffering because I want to play the game. Come on, I gotta turn this thing around. There we go. This is a wild ride. Another one. Well, I guess we work our way up this and back. As long as we don't have a significant amount of these stalks. Just run out of steam, we should be fine. Yeah, it'll be hard to see how I can't get this one. That's how things are really difficult to control. This is the third time I've tried to land on this island. We're getting our star plant up to 1,000 meters if we can. So he'll be at the next section. Am I hearing a crystal? I can't tell if I'm hearing the music or I'm hearing a crystal. There's a crystal. Some would call that falling. Now the yellow's not too bad against the brown. It sticks out as well as the red does. Alright. Okay. Let's see if we can land right here. Interesting layout we've got here. It's one crystal, a plant. We need one of these. And then these make a bridge that I can hop over. See another one over there. The question is, where is the next? Yeah, I see another one over there. I've got to get back on the plant. I could try to build up. I could try to use this to get to where I just was, if that was helpful. But instead I'm going to try and go this direction. This doesn't get me all the way. At the very least it might help. Come on, a little bit further. There we go. We'll just run back down this way. These spring leaves aren't useful, I've come to determine. The concept is a cool concept. It's just because they're not really getting placed anywhere that is predetermined, the odds of them ending up in any place useful is very close to nothing. I don't see any reason why this wouldn't make it. And if an offshoot from one stem can make it to the place, why can't the others? They can just go along. Have you seen the waterfall? Remarkable. Nice. So we are to the third of 4, maybe 5 sections of at least our first goal. Carrot. Jeez. Is there a crystal here? Can't help but feel like I'm hearing one, but not be sure. I can't hear one. It's a little too low of an audio cue. Although audio often, because I'm recording, is a little bit too low for me. I'll figure out how to balance it at some point. I guess what the goal will be. I don't think there are any more not planets, but rocks to that under this level here, and then all the rest are up there. So I need to jump, hover, and float. And we made it. So, trying to get up the waterfall, and don't really need to climb. And as we get up this section to this next section, I imagine we will find a teleporter, which is our first priority. Find a teleporter. It sounds like a whale. There's a waterfall. Are we gonna really see a sky whale? Didn't Dishonored have sky whales? They're making a new Dishonored. I need to play Dishonored for my channel. I think it did have sky whales. In other games, I would criticize a game that made us do this much time. So if it wasn't the focus of the main game, mechanic, I'd say, why not just make a great cutscene where we have him climbing up to the top of 1,000 meters. And then I'd probably criticize half of those games for putting QuickTime events in the cutscene. Why not just show it? But since this is the main mechanic, I definitely couldn't make any valid criticism there. Because at that point I'm saying, well, I just want a different game. So far I'm still having fun with this concept. I'm not sure it would be a concept that could get used a lot in video games. It's kind of like Mirror's Edge, in the sense that Mirror's Edge is all about parkour, at least the part that I liked about Mirror's Edge 1 were all about parkour, and it didn't really, we need to come back and get that guy, scan him later. I don't think there's too many of those guys around. Guy over there too. But yeah, I wouldn't like a lot of parkour games out there. The crystal cavern. And you're gonna do the cutscene now. What a diverse range of plant life. So, the trick that they need to do when they do this, when those cutscenes, particularly for this game, is they need to wait until both my feet are firmly placed for a certain time, like a second or two, on the ground, and not activate the cutscene until that happens. If I had taken my fingers off the trigger every time that happens, wouldn't that be a rather annoying occurrence? Here we go. Activate. Knock that one over. When you're using telerouters, make sure there are no flies on you. It gets complicated. That's a reference to the movie The Fly, which they made a couple times, but most people will probably remember the Jeff Goldblum version. And actually there is an achievement if you take a sheep with you into the teleporter. That's why I did it the very first episode. I just didn't mention it. No, come in with me. Okay. Maybe it's not coming with me. So we can kind of see that we're going to eventually get enough crystals to pick up bigger things. And that means there will be a good reason to go back and pick up all the things we couldn't pick up before. In fact, we may get to the point where we can pick up even larger things. What is this? That's my question. Okay. That's cool. There you go, that shot me up really high, so I needed to use my plant to slow my fall or I would have apparently died. But definitely cool, we're seeing like trees now. Looking all around this section. Knock this with my head. Just knock it off. Ah. Rocket power now increased. Interesting. So when I now jump, it's not a duration increase, it is just you've got more thrust in you. Delta V, I believe is what they call it in Kerbal Space Program, a series which I did briefly cover for their alleged stable release, ready for sale release, which I disagreed with because it was still very buggy in just explaining itself. No. Do please take a little more care, bud. Alright. So I now need 20 more crystals that I need to find around here. And I need to probably get several more of these plants into these, oh, I don't know what you would call these, rocks. Yes, you would call these rocks. That would be the right one. Still not seeing this whale. Is the entire place a whale? Or is the entire island a whale? Or is it just a tiny whale that with a big... Flying upward doesn't seem to really work. It seems to be very much limited to horizontal movement. Let's see how many of these we have to get. 8. So, 8 of these things are needed to grow. I want to try and hit that one. If I can get it to go. How long these are going to grow, you really have no idea. It's probably not going to work. It's losing steam. And yet this still really is the best way to do it. Just oh no. Don't fall down on such steep edges, but just grow these directly towards wherever you want it to go, and even if it doesn't work, you'll get another shot. Second shot will end up working, or at least getting you closer. It may get to the point where you have to do 2 or 3 of these. Wow. That is really... I can see this getting rather repetitive. Just repeating the same actions over and over again. There's no real strategy, it seems like. It's not like we have to throw these things through rings. That would be the way you would do this if this was like Wave Racers or Pilot Wings or any racing or game like that. There would be magic rings that would show up. That would be a very Nintendo thing. Oops. I'm in trouble now. Notice there is a plant over there that I don't recognize. It seems like there's only one of that plant. That seems a little strange. Glide leaf. A dried up sprig leaf that looks unusually aerodynamic. Yep. And actually, uniquely, I happen to think this is going to be part of deploy with Y and glide. Definitely something that could be used as a glide leaf. Because now I'm still really far away from that rock and I'm going to have to climb back up. Well, I'll use this next one next episode to see if I can get to that rock. But I think that is enough for this episode. We've been going long enough. We are at 753 meters. The star plant is at 804. So the total height is probably 2,000. We have 40 out of the 100 crystals. I don't know why they'd even bothered to put a percentage here. Uh, it is kind of forward thinking in case they were ever going to give us a whole new planet with maybe 200 crystals instead and a lot more of that. But since there's only probably 100 crystals, it doesn't make a lot of sense that we would have to, um, we would need it in percentages. Uh, these triangles do look like the planets, the rocks that are with the energy. But then that doesn't make a lot of sense as far as what's going on in the area below. It would mean I've missed a ton of energy rocks, which can't be possible. So that makes me think it's more actual crystals. And would that be 60 though? No, I don't think that's 60. Well, we'll keep an eye out and we'll try and figure out what these triangles are supposed to represent, if they're supposed to represent anything. But we'll do all of that next episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media site, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.